And we're off and running. Friday morning fights coming up soon. One championship. It's a big morning, big weekend for combat sports fan. Of course, we got UFC Paris on Saturday. We've got one fights tonight as well. I mean, whole weekend loaded, stacked, filled to the gills with fights. Excited to get it all kicked off with you right now. A little pregame, pre-show for everything going on in the world of combat sports, plus some news, plus some current events, whatever you want to call it. Let's get right into it right freaking now. The best show, best people, best time ever. Let's get it on right now. Of course, some devastating news right off the bat. Losane Keita, Losane, I don't know how you pronounce it. He's a French guy, right? Coming over from Octagon, right? We're all excited to see this guy fight. Is he even French? I'm not quite sure. I won't commit to that all the way. So don't hold me to it. Anyway, he was supposed to be taking on Patricio Pitbull, of course, longtime MMA veteran Patricio Pitbull, fought in Bellator for years and years and years. One of the best fighters outside the UFC, allegedly, or so we thought. Then he crossed over into the world of the UFC, the big leagues, the UFC. This guy came, made his debut against Yair Rodriguez, didn't really go his way. Not the best showcase for him. Then comes back, gets a win, very close one against Dan Egan. Then he took a short notice bout here against Losane Keita, the Octagon double champ, moving back down to featherweight after a year up at lightweight in the campaign there that he ran on just absolutely murking dudes. He has failed to make weight, missed by 3 or 4 pounds, 149 pounds. Not a good look for the young man. He's fumbling the bag before he even makes his debut. Patricio Pitbull, now in the aftermath, is calling for Arnold Allen at UFC Rio. And you know what? I don't mind it. Where's Arnold Allen been? Has it been injury? Of course, there was a little bit of that rumor floating around, but this guy just hasn't been active. I don't like the inactivity here for Arnold Allen, so why not? Get in there against the Patricio Pitbull, closing in on 39, 40 years old. Might as well get in there, get yourself a win if you can. Arnold Allen in Rio. Patricio Pitbull, of course, this is kind of his last stand. I mean, this is really what you need to do. You need to take on the tough names, the tough opponents on short notice, no matter who it is that comes across the table. You say yes, you sign on the dotted line, and you move forward and you make your way to the title. You're closing in on 40 years old in the featherweight division. That's not a good look. That's not very hopeful in terms of the prospects he has of winning a title. But if you're going to do it, now's the time to capitalize. Look at what Lerone Murphy just did. The dude capitalized on a situation, made the most of it, and will likely be getting a title shot off of that. But anyway, you guys let me know if you're interested in this fight, because he's saying it himself. You can take a listen here. Patricio wants all that smoke with Arnold Allen. He's upset. He's calling Losane Keita the Fat Panther. Oh, my goodness. I mean, this is getting interesting. The beef brewing. Are they going to rebook this one? Are they going to give Keita another chance at a UFC shot? I predict they will, but whew, I don't know. I'm worried for the guy. I can't lie there.
It was 9 when he goes to the scale and he didn't make weight. So he was about 149. Our division is 145, and the limit the commission put to us is 146. So he was like 47, 48, 49 pounds. And it was 9. He has until now 11, and he in French, they give you one more if you can't make weight in that time. So I can't believe that. So he's not professional. I am professional. He said in some interviews, he's faster, younger, stronger, but he can't make weight. If the people want to blame somebody, blame the Fat Panther. I don't need money. I just want to make some fight. Let's go, Arnold Allen.
Where would you like to fight Arnold Allen?
Maybe Rio de Janeiro.
In Rio. You'd be ready to turn around that quickly.
I'll try to make this fight happen. It was.
I don't blame him. Like I said, I think he needs to capitalize on the moment, make the most of his time here in the UFC. Some people are clowning him, of course, for missing or not taking the catchweight bout like Aljamain Sterling did last week, but those guys flew all the way over to China. Lots of weird situations going on there. 5 rounds, 3 rounds, less active. Patricio's been active. He's willing to, sacrifice a little bit, not take this fight, not give the guy the hungry, young, dangerous up-and-comer who has really no name in the UFC. Not many people know him. He's not going to risk it for the biscuit there, so I'm not going to take the catchweight bout. You can clown him all you want, but really, can you blame the guy? legend of the sport, no matter what you say about him. He's been around for a long time, been a champion in Bellator, had a lot of fun fights, had some lackluster performances over the last couple of years, but I mean, the guy has accomplished a lot in the sport, and it's kind of hard to see him take on these guys who don't have a big name. Of course, they want to use him to build names like Keita off of him. Obviously, that's the game plan for the UFC, but if you're Patricio, you don't take that catchweight bout because you don't really stand to gain anything from the fight anyway. So Arnold Allen, bigger step up in competition anyway. I did my part. My opponent didn't do his. I was called out on short notice, traveled, dealt with the jet lag, and made weight. My opponent was at home, had 3 hours to try and chose not to. I really would like to fight on the UFC Rio card. I'll face anyone who makes weight. So now he's saying anybody who can get on weight, anybody who can show up for that Rio card, give it to him. I say, let's go. Run it right now. Patricio, let him get his chance. Let him see if he can make something of himself because he's a very skilled martial artist, very dangerous when he wants to be. That's the thing. When he chooses to be dangerous, he can do it. He can capitalize on moments. Saw he almost had an armbar against Yair Rodriguez, dropped Dan Ige. That's not very common. I mean, come on. This guy's pretty dangerous when he wants to be, when he chooses to be, when he has to be. You just have to push him that way. And these guys aren't pushing him quite the way that, I don't know, they need to. I don't know. It's tough to say. What are we really going to get out of a Patricio Pitbull at this age? It's hard to really say. But we take a look at that UFC France card. Of course, the main event, co-main event, huge fights, really exciting matchups. Fighting Nerds versus the Frenchman, Nasruddin Nimavov taking on Caio Borralho, and then Benoit Saint-Denis taking on Mauricio Ruffi in this one. Modestas Bukauskas, Paul Craig, not sure why that's on the main card. Hopefully Modestas gets a big push here. Balaji, Mason Jones, that one's going to be a fun one. Mason Jones, pretty nasty, pretty gritty. Balaji, freak athlete. Axel Sola moving in over from Aries, taking on Reese McKee. That's going to be a fun one between the former Cage Warriors champ and the Aries champion, Patricio Pitbull Los Queda. That one has been scratched from the roster here. Robert Bruchala making his debut against William Gomes. Excuse me. Umar Sy versus Brenson Ribeiro. That should be an interesting one. Hopefully Umar Sy can get a quick little knockout here against a lackluster Brenson Ribeiro. Ante Dalia making his debut, coming over from the PFL against Marcin Tybura. Quaway Fernandez taking on Harry Hardwick, making his debut. Finally getting a chance for the Hardwick brothers. Trey Waters versus Sam Patterson. That's going to be a fun one. Brad Tavares versus Robert Brycek. Renat Fakhretdinov, Andreas Gustafsson, excuse me. That's going to be a scrap. That's going to be a fun one. Two guys going to get down and dirty. Let's see how this one plays out. Pretty good card, pretty stacked card in terms of that middle level of value. I mean, Reese McKee, Axel Sola is going to be fun. Balaji, Mason Jones is going to be fun. Gomes Ruchala. Get some solid names throughout the middle of this card that are good to look forward to. Some fun action fighters like Andreas Gustafsson, of course. Sam Patterson's pretty fun to watch. Harry Hardwick. Hopefully he can capitalize on the moment, make something for himself. And, of course, the first fight, Sean O'Bannon and Sam Hughes. All right, whatever you want to say here. But I will say, speaking of one championship, they've got a card this morning. Some bigger news, I would say, is that they released Kwon Won Il. Of course, this guy, former title challenger. He's got a lot of knockouts, very dangerous on the feet, pretty explosive, pretty fast. Of course, suffers a little bit when it comes to the ground game. But I will say, as a fun, explosive athlete, this guy's really fun to watch. If you haven't seen some of his highlights over in One Championship, go check it out. He's had some really good scraps over there. He'll be making his debut within the UFC realm, stepping up to the big leagues on Dana White Contender Series, allegedly Week 10 against Juan Gomez, who in and of himself, 14-1, 27 years old. Of course, he's coming over from Lux. This will be an interesting matchup here. We'll see what he can do. I don't know a lot about Juan Diaz myself, so if anybody knows, drop it down in the comment if you know anything about this guy. Fighting out of Peru, I believe. But this one should be a good little matchup, adding it to that to that Week 10 card. Maybe Kwon Won Il can make a turnaround and fight on that newly announced and freshly announced pardon me, mixing up my words here. But it is announced now that UFC headed to Macau once again. Of course, here's the little bit of an announcement. 2026, they've signed a deal. They're going back 3 times over the next 4 years to Macau, China. Take a look, take a listen for yourself.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the world is ready.
There we go. We're going to the Galaxy Arena. Very nice arena. Of course, they were fighting. I believe the last time they were there was with the Peter Yan and Figueiredo fight card at the end of 2024, November that is. But yep, they're going back to Macau, going back to China. Here again is that one Lumpini Stadium fight card for this morning. Looking ahead, we got some fun matchups on here. Of course, Don King. Yep, that's right. Don King will be fighting on this one. Who else we got? Felipe Lobo, Kulabdam. That's going to be a great main event. Very fun. I thought we were going to get somebody else on this card. Not a lot of these guys are very well known in my realm of thinking, but that's all right. You guys let me know what are the fights we need to watch out for. Very excited for this one. Rodriguez here. He's pretty fun to watch. What else do we have going on in the world of MMA? Let's take a look, take a listen, see what else is going on out there before we keep everything moving along. Of course, Kamaru Usman. This one's big bit of news. He wants to face the winner of Islam Makhachev and JDM. Yeah, that's right. He's speaking on his podcast. Let's see what he had to say. I'm curious how this is going to work out for the MMA fans. Do they want to see this kind of fight? Is the legend matchup, the former champion matchup, is that the thing that you can sell to the public? I mean, is a win over a Joaquin Buckley enough to get you into the title realm? I don't know. Questionable there, but I will say, in his defense, he did look very, very good against Joaquin Buckley, a killer coming up the rankings, and he proved that he was the better fighter. Let's take a listen to what Kamaru's got to say here.
If JDM defends and wins defends that title against Islam, who better than to say, okay, let's solidify him as the new generation of champion by taking on the biggest name, the former pound for pound in the division. Of course, me. And listen, and then of course, if Islam wins, pound for pound versus pound for pound fighting. I mean, I'm not really worried here. You know, I've done my job to let them know, because they wanted to see, hey, are you still that guy? Can you still hang with these guys? Can you still do your thing? And I've done that. I went in and I've showed them that. So I'm not worried. If JDM defends and
so there you have it. What do you guys think? I don't know about this. I would like to see Kamaru get one more in there. I mean, I don't know how the matchmaking is going over in the UFC. It's just been an absolute disaster. Let's take a look at the rankings, because where's Sean Brady? Where's Ian Gary? Where's Shavkat? Where are these guys? These are our guys, and we cannot find them to save our lives, right? All these top guys. Of course, Leon Edwards is now booked up with Carlos Prates, sitting at number 9 there. That's Carlos Prates at 9. Booked up with Leon at 4. Kamaru's unbooked right now. Recently defeated Joaquin Buckley. Bilal Muhammad, of course, took that loss back in May to JDM, excuse me. Pardon me. But Kamaru, why don't you get in there with Bilal? That's the fight to make. That's the fight we've all been looking forward to. Winner, not sure if they get a title shot for sure, but Kamaru does, have the name, does have the value, former champion, like I said. Maybe they could do that if he gets a win over Bilal, who's the number 1 contender right now. Sean Brady, Shavkat, Sean Brady, Bilal. I mean, Sean Brady's looking for any fight he can find. Doesn't matter who it is. He wants anyone. He wants all the smoke. Ian Gary, we haven't heard a damn thing from that guy in a while. Michael Morales, he's floating around. I mean, where are these guys? Why is Michael Morales not fighting a Shavkat? Why is Shavkat not fighting anybody? Why don't you just make it? If Ian Gary's not going to fight Sean Brady, Shavkat, Sean Brady, number 1 contender bout sometime in November. Book it, make it happen. And speaking of guys that we've been looking forward to and waiting on fights for, Arman Sarukian and Dan Hooker. This one is allegedly in the works. Of course, what are the extents to that? I'm not so sure, but this one's looking at getting booked potentially for that UFC Qatar card later in November. Listen, this would have added a lot of great value to a pay-per-view in November, the MSG card in December. Dan Hooker, of course, dealing with that hand injury, extensive hand surgeries, going back and forth to the hospital, in and out of healthy conditions there with the hand, with the wrist, whatever it was. I mean, it's a fun fight for sure. Dan Hooker, of course, coming off that Gamrot win. Arman Sarukian coming off the Charles Oliveira win. It's been a lot of time since both these guys fought. It's going to be a scrap no matter what. I mean, Dan Hooker does not play nice in there. He always makes it difficult, always makes it gritty and challenging for his opponents. Arman Tsarukyan, not the kind of guy who's just going to blitz through a Dan Hooker, but could he do it with some of that nasty ground and pound we saw in that Joel Alvarez fight back in the day? Maybe so. I mean, Arman needs to cement himself as the number one contender. If he wants a shot at the title, he's got to right the wrongs, right? He already has been through the trouble. Hit a fan at UFC 300, then had to face the consequences of that. And then he missed weight and blah, blah, blah. Well, didn't miss weight, but he didn't weigh in because he was going to miss weight. Was it his back? Was it with the weight miss? I don't know. Couldn't really tell you exactly what's going on. It's always this mishmash of who's who said this, who said that, right? Arman Tsarukyan facing a lot of challenges in his return to trying to get back to that title picture. Dan Hooker win over him. You know what? Throw him back in there. Might as well get him another win under his belt in quick fashion, because that's really all we need to see is an active fighter being an active fighter. I'm a little worried. And speaking of rumored fights, oh boy, what the heck is this? That's right. Floyd Money Mayweather allegedly going to be fighting Mike Tyson in 2026. You heard it right. You heard it here. My gosh. I mean, what are we getting into here? I don't understand. I can't even believe that the words are coming out of my mouth right now. This is apparently a real thing. It's apparently going to happen. When will it happen? I don't know. Will it happen? I don't know that either. What are we getting into? This is not influencer boxing. Of course, these guys are two former great long-standing champions within their own divisions for a time. Very dangerous guys in their time. The size discrepancy, the weight discrepancy here is going to be tremendous. Legend versus legend. 2026. All things have been signed and put away allegedly. Oh my gosh. I mean, we thought Jake Paul, Mike Tyson was going to be the biggest thing and the craziest thing we'd ever see. Somehow, some way, they're going to surpass that. And here we have it. I mean, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Very curious to see if there's any interest in this. Of course, everybody's going to be tuning in if it actually happens. The question is, should it happen? Is this safe? Exhibition? Real fight? I doubt this is going to be a real fight. I mean, it says exhibition down there. Where is it going to be held on? Is this going to be on a Netflix? Is this going to be on a Triller of DAZN? Where is this going? What is up, my friend? Fight Baz, what's up, man? How we doing? Glad to be in here with you. Oh, it's Musharraf. What's up, man? Glad to see you back here. Always a classic, always a staple here. What do we think about this one? Floyd Money Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. Absolutely ridiculous fight. Of course, there's a little bit of interesting stuff going on out there. A little bit of stuff out there in the news. Gary Goodrich posting this. Something we all already knew. Jake Paul gets embarrassed after the Mike Tyson fight, or finally released a secret about their fight. The YouTuber boxer Jake Paul tweeted earlier today that I am now officially the best boxer in the world, and no one can tell me anything. I only have 1 defeat and 12 wins, which includes the great Mike Tyson. People thought he would beat me too, but I completely beat his ass, and now people are quiet and they can't give me an answer, or can't give me anyone to fight. Mike Tyson saw his tweet and replied with shut STU, which I assume means shut the fuck up. Of course, misspelled probably here. I don't know. Unless I'm out of the lingo. I'm too old, maybe. I don't know. You gave me an extra 10 million so that I lose the fight. So stop acting like you won that fight. You treated the fight like one of your YouTube videos. Wow. Some crazy allegations there, tying into, of course, the news that Mayweather is going to be fighting Tyson. Who's getting involved in this? Who's going to be the promoter of this? This is going to be another Dana White promotion after the Canelo Crawford fight. I don't freaking know. I hope not. But I wouldn't be surprised because Dana White is, of course, friends with Mike Tyson. Good grief. Oof, what are we getting into? Celebrity boxing gone too far. This isn't even celebrity boxing anymore. It's just dumb boxers being dumb boxers. What else can we talk about here? Musharraf, let me know if you want to talk about something in the comments down below, and we'll talk about it. Other news. Golly, I got something up my nose here. Don't watch boxing. You know what? I don't blame you at this point. Canelo Crawford's going to be one of those fights that I actually tune into. I do like watching Usyk. Inoue is pretty fun to watch. Naoya, however you say it. Inoue. The Japanese guy, little guy, he is very fun to watch, very dangerous. Usyk's really technical, pretty fun to watch as well. I got a whole fucking dog up my nose right now, Musharraf. Anyway, good grief, man. Terrible. It's still up there. I got a whole dog up my nose. Anyway, Paulo Costa says one single good eye poke be penalized with one less point. Shar fights 100% blind. Deal is made. Borashinya. He wants Shara Magomedov, of course, at the UFC Qatar card. This is going to be interesting. If they make this fight, I'd like to see it. You might as well throw him in there. Paulo Costa against another striker, of course, just coming off that win over Roman Kopylov, showing that he's not done yet. I like old boxing, but now it's a joke. Musharraf, you are absolutely correct. It's a bit of a joke at this point. But I do like I said, Usyk, Naoya, in a way, he's fun to watch. Of course, who can't miss Jake Paul these days? Super fun to watch. No, I'm absolutely kidding there. Anyway, that's the news. Paulo Costa, Shar Magomedov, potentially in the works for the Qatar card later this year. Throw it on the Abu Dhabi pay-per-view if you're asking me later in October. But anyway, we got some other news, some other interesting stuff going on. Volkanovski, not just a fighter anymore. Of course, this guy's stepping into the Hollywood realm. He'll be, I don't know, taking part, I was going to say facing off against some of the guys in a Street Fighter movie. Musharraf, are you a guy that played Street Fighter back in the day? I know it's still going around. I'm not a big proponent of it in my gaming realms, but listen, I'm excited for this. Volkanovski stepping into Hollywood, stepping onto the mainstream. He'll be making his debut in a big-time all-action movie with the likes of Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Jason Momoa's in this. Who else is in here? I don't even recognize anybody on here. Good for him. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. It's really just funny. I don't care too much about this myself, but it's just kind of cool, funny to see him. It looks like that's 50 Cent maybe there. Anyway, that's cool for him. Of course, he also is making the rounds in the news because he admits that he took the fight with Ilia Topuria too soon. Absolutely, man. You got knocked out. You turn around, make a 3-month turnaround, come back and fight one of the most dangerous knockout artists that we have seen in the featherweight division. Whew. I mean, come on. What are we doing here, man? Why take the fight, Volk? We were all crying about it. We were all complaining about it. I did not want to see him take that Ilia fight. He's right. And again, the comments, of course, I got off on him, calling him, making excuses. I don't think so. I mean, he looked okay in the first round, right? Musharraf, he looked all right in the first round, made a good accounting for himself, didn't get destroyed in that first round. He just got knocked out, took the fight way too soon. I mean, look at Aaron Pico and what Ali Abdelaziz was saying last week. Ali's saying he's got to give his guys 6 months. Is that true? I don't know. We'll see. We'll wait. Maybe that's not entirely true, but you need 6 months off. No real serious contact. Didn't get back in there after a brutal, vicious knockout. Volk turned around in 3 months. 3 months after getting knocked out, was fighting one of the most dangerous knockout artists in the UFC in Ilia Topuria. Let's listen to what he had to say about it. I mean, I think he's absolutely correct here. Two things can be true.
I go in too early and I get knocked out, I lose my belt. Yeah, and that's the fact, and that's what happened. I'm not taking anything away from Ilia, but I mean, I'm just saying that that's what can happen. So I got a crazy shin to the noggin, and obviously Ilia can hit hard. We can seen that, but I mean, I've never been just completely lights out like that. I was lights out for a couple of minutes, and he got me in the cheek, but I just was as soon as there was one good connection, snoring.
Is he the hardest hitter, you reckon? Do you fall?
I don't know. Can't remember. So I go in too early and I
can't remember. Volk is a funny guy. I don't understand the comments kind of shitting on him. That's why you lost, blah, blah, blah. I don't care, man. It's true. Whether you're a Volk fan or not, he took that fight on way too short a notice and he paid the price for it. Do I stream with a laptop? Yeah, I do, man. Yeah, I do. I don't have enough money to afford a computer. Why you say that, Musharraf? You shitting on the stream quality here? I don't know what's going on here, brother. Anyway, what else we got? Can you show your setup? What do you mean? I got a fucking laptop. I got an HDMI cord plugged into a different monitor. I got a fucking camera pointed at me. I got a light or two. I got one light there, over there. I can't show you nothing, bro. I'm not picking up my camera. I'm not moving. I got to keep this stuff as steady as possible because if I shake this table even a little bit, you see what happens there, Musharraf. I'm sorry there. But then I got the mic on the arm there. I got a little bit of a recorder there. I mean, basic setup. You don't need much to stream, my brother. I don't know. I'm afraid I haven't checked out your channel at all. I keep forgetting to do that. I just don't have a lot of time on my hands, my friend. But very easy to do all this. If that's what you're asking. No, it's good quality, but I also make videos, so that's why I'm asking. Dude, I'll go check out your videos and see if I can add a little bit of advice in there. I don't have much advice for you. I'm low budget, 2 or 3 cords. I got a charger hooked up here, headphones plugged in. If I could show you, I would. But yeah, just a light there, a light there. You want a little bit of side light. You want a little bit of that front light. Of course, it gets blocked by the microphone a bit there, but the microphone with the arm, camera right in front of me. Of course, I got a second monitor showing you so I can read your comments. And then I got what I'm looking at on the laptop down here. And of course, the Wi-Fi is the key here. I also have a money problem. But listen, all you need, you plug your phone, you could plug your phone into your laptop. You could even stream right off your phone nowadays, man. I mean, it's easy as pie to be doing this stuff. You just plug your phone into the wall, live stream straight off the Wi-Fi. I don't think I have that good a Wi-Fi, but I feel like maybe it's getting through to you well enough. I mean, what are we streaming at? 720p here on StreamYard for free. StreamYard's free, my friend. I'd go check that out for sure if you're looking to get into this. But I'll go check out your channel. I need to. And I keep forgetting to. So forgive me there, my friend. I'm glad that you've been tuning in here. Can't appreciate that enough. Can't say thank you enough. But here we go. We got more stuff to talk about, guys. We can talk about stream setups and all that. I mean, mine's an absolute disaster, an absolute mess. On the low, on the cheap. That's my setup. That's the summary there. Anyway, Conor McGregor, of course, making the rounds, saying that he will be running for president. It's official. Throwing his name in the hat. Let's take a listen to what he's got to say. I mean, this is crazy. Does it really matter? Does it have anything to do with the world of combat sports? Maybe not, but it's news. It's Conor, and we'll talk about it because why the hell not? Plus, I haven't actually listened to or watched this entire video yet. Politics aside, we'll take it. We'll look at it and see what's going on because it's fun to see Conor do whatever the hell he's going to do. And I don't really care about Conor too much anymore, but this is absolutely hysterical to me. Let's take a listen.
Good morning, citizens of Ireland. I'm here today outside the office of the Taoiseach and Taoiseach, where we are over 200 days into the formation of current government. In these times, this government has cost us our peace of mind, our security, our hope for the future, and the general well-being of Irish citizens nationwide has decreased dramatically, whereby we have seen the homelessness of Irish children risen to levels unprecedented, proving this government's refusal to abide by and respect our proclamation, and where all children of Ireland are to be cherished. Instead, our children abandoned. This incompetent failure of future generations has been accompanied with an intense influx of mass migration into an already severed system.
All right. Well, anyway, I don't want to watch the whole thing if it's just going to be him talking about whatever. I mean, I'll be honest, though. Good for him for not making it this crazy, massively produced, flashy, bright lights, big sound effects and CGI and all this bullshit. I do appreciate that he's just kind of being a little bit more humble, stepping back and just standing there, camera, microphone, speaking in front of the Capitol. I don't care. Like, politics aside, I don't know what's going on over there in Ireland. It is what it is over there. I don't know. I don't keep up with it. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't freaking care. Anyway, it's cool. Whatever. It's Conor McGregor running for president. It's funny. It's hilarious. I mean, wow. What are we getting into these days? What else we got? Anything else? Nabil Anan allegedly going to be taking on Jonathan Haggerty. Not sure if anybody out there is watching One Championship this morning, but here we freaking go, boys. I mean, this is a big-time fight. I mean, they are stacking this November card like no other before. I mean, the last one I remember like this is 1X. I mean, good grief, that ran all damn night, stayed up for the entire thing. Imavov, Kaio, Musharraf, we talked about it earlier, but we can get into that one. Let me know your predictions in the comments. I'm curious what you have right here. But November 16th, I mean, they are loading this card up. It's going to be absolutely nuts. Let's look at the lineup for the card. I'm pretty curious what the entire thing looks like. I mean, it's loaded from top to bottom. Whether you watch one or not, I mean, this is going to be one to tune in for, especially if they're adding this one. Musharraf's got Kaio in the main event, UFC France. I mean, we got like 5, 6, 7 damn title fights. We got jiu-jitsu specialists all over the board. Takeru's going to be fighting. Superlex's going to be fighting. It's absolutely stacked. We got another card in October coming up. Let me go over to Tapology, pull up the French. Good grief. Can't even speak this morning, fellas. The French card, the UFC France Paris card. I'm excited for this one. I'm leaning Caio myself. I think Nasruddin Imavov is the better striker, but I think Caio is competent enough on the feet. If he plays the game properly, I believe he can get the win. Of course, his grappling is going to be much superior. Can Imavov get it done? If he explodes into something like he did against Israel Adesanya, he could catch Caio Borralho off guard. Absolutely no question. My lean is going to be Caio Borralho. Nasruddin Imavov has been questionable in terms of his gas tank. Of course, the Sean Strickland fight, that definitely played out. He's 6'3", big guys on a heck of a win streak. Roman Dolidze, Jared Cannonier, Brennan Allen, Israel Adesanya. The Brennan Allen fight was a little bit disappointing for me on the Brennan Allen side of things. Brennan Allen showed up, showed out, did pretty good in that fight as far as I remember, but you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I was impressed. I liked what I saw from Brennan Allen in that one. Brennan Allen, of course, not as highly ranked as he should be, in my opinion, but that is what it is aside. Of course, he's got the Chris Curtis no contest, a little bit of back and forth there. And that one was fun. But Caio, listen, Jared Cannonier's obviously getting a bit older, but he did face Brennan Allen in the grappling. Brennan Allen had success in the grappling against Imavov in their fight, and we saw what Brendan Allen had to offer for Caio Borralho in the karate combat match. If you watched that one, sad to say that Brendan Allen had absolutely zero for Caio Borralho. Really didn't offer much at all. Caio absolutely dominated that match very easily. All right, Musharraf, you have a good one. I'm glad that you were able to pop in here, add some interesting stuff to the conversation. I'm going to go check out your channel because I have a little bit of time today, so I'll be watching, bumping up those views, bumping up those likes, bumping up those subs. I'll be over there. I will see you next freaking time, my friend. Of course, Caio on a bit of a run himself. I mean, on a crazy run, really, if we can say so ourselves. I mean, Jailton Almeida lost in grappling, but then after that, Aaron Jeffrey, who's been doing his thing over in the PFL Bellator realm, Jesse Murray, Omar Godziev, good win there. Armin Petrosian, he's been pretty good after that one. Makhmed Muradov, Mikhail Aleksejic, Abus Magomedov, Paul Craig, Jared Cannonier, a wide variety of different styles and skill sets. He is beating them all, and he is doing it in pretty convincing fashion. Now, Imavov, I do believe, like I said, is striking much better. Cleaner, crisper shots, faster on the feet as well. He's going to be able to get there first if he throws the straight shots. Caio, a little bit loopy, a little bit wild at times, but he's the safest and most, I don't know, what's the right word? Simple, but not simple, but just basic, basic striking, basic grappling, very dangerous in that realm because he's just good everywhere. He's just solid. He's safe everywhere in the world of MMA. And I like that. I like what Caio does. Is he super exciting every fight? No, absolutely not. He's not a Mauricio Rufy. He's not a Gian Silva. He's not a Carlos Prates, but he's probably the best out of all those guys. Of course, we haven't seen what Gian Silva could develop into. Is he the best? Is because of the danger factors, does that then level him up above a Caio Borralho and his skill set? Maybe so. Mauricio Rufy, flashy. What's he look like on the ground? And then Carlos Prates, same thing, got that Muay Thai background. I think Caio Borralho likely the best of all of the fighting nerds, but we'll see on Saturday. This is a big one. Looking forward to it. And then, of course, the co-main event. I mean, the absolute marauder, Benoit Saint-Denis versus the skilled, quick, light on his feet tactician, Mauricio Rufy. That one's going to be a fun one. Going to be an awesome matchup there. Looking forward to that one. Very excited for that. I mean, this card, again, like I said earlier, it's loaded. If you're looking for new, fresh talent coming into the UFC, got a lot of debutants making their debuts on this card. Very exciting. Of course, we're looking at filling out the rest of this UFC 320 card. This one came out, of course, shout out to Big Marcel. This one's coming together. I mean, we got big names from top to bottom. I mean, Patchy Mix taking on Jakob Wiklax, coming over, making his debut. Austin Vanderford on the undercard. We got Puna Soriano versus Retnikov. That'll be a little scrap there. I mean, this is a good card. I like the looks of this one. Not a lot of women's matchups on this one. I like to see that. Don't need to see a lot of pitter-pat. Of course, what's her name? Hardy. Dan Hardy's wife. Forget her name. Anyway, don't really care. Of course, the baby zombie, the Mike Tyson of the Koreans, this dangerous guy coming up. Am I correct there? Am I mixing guys' nicknames up? Maybe I am. Anyway, he's coming quick on this one, making that turnaround since that, what was it, International Fight Week card. This will be exciting for him to get a comeback against Santos. Of course, we got Basharat Gutierrez. We got Andre Muniz and Edmund Shabazi, and that'll be a fun little matchup. Grappler versus striker there. Two explosive guys. Can they survive past the first round? Who's going to win the fight after the first round? Of course, Ateba Gautier coming back against Ozzy Diaz. That one will likely be an easy win for Ateba Gautier. Let's be honest there. Abus Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. Explosive first fight to kick off a main card. Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Zalal. Yusuf Zalal, is he coming? Is he going? Josh Emmett getting older. Can he get a knockout against a guy who's that elusive? I don't know. Can he do it? Maybe so. And then, of course, one hell of a matchup. One hell of a striking matchup. One hell of a dangerous fight right here for both men. Yuri Prohaska versus Khalil Roundtree. An absolute banger of a matchup. I mean, need I say any more? Need I say anything other than Yuri versus Khalil in a fight, Muay Thai versus unorthodox samurai style, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be all action from beginning to end. Could it be 30 seconds? Could it be a full 15-minute fight? I don't even know. Don't even know how to predict it. Don't even know which way I'm leaning. Well, that's untrue. I'm probably leaning the way of Yuri Prohaska, but I mean, Khalil Roundtree's so explosive, so dangerous in certain aspects of the game. Yuri Prohaska, can he keep his chin safe? I mean, my God, what a fight. What a fight. That sells it. That's worth $80 damn in and of itself. And then, of course, Merab Dvalishvili making a quick turnaround himself against Corey Sandhagen, the fight we've all been waiting for. And then in the main event, the rematch, Magomed Ankalaev, the champion, taking on the challenger now, Alex Pereira. This is a big-time matchup. Exciting matchups here on the main card. Great main card. Good prelims, solid prelims, some big names, some up-and-comers. Baby Zombie, can he get it done again? Can he get that quick knockout again and keep building his name? Joe Pyfer, Abus, who's going to get the finish there? I mean, wow. This is perfect. This is a great card. Great pay-per-view. Some solid names on the prelims, early prelims too. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think about all this. Lots of fun fights on the horizon. I'm excited to get it all started in the very near future. Of course, October is an absolutely loaded month of fights from top to bottom. We got November. We got 173. We got the MSG card. That one's coming in hot. I mean, I'm all ready to go for those. Lots of good fights over the next couple of weeks. Anyway, I will leave it at that. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Enjoy some fights. We got one Friday morning fight starting right now. We got one tonight. We got UFC later on. I think we got LFA tonight as well. Of course, Gable Stevenson making his debut next weekend at LFA as well. But until next time, I will see you. You guys have a great one. I will see you and catch you next freaking time, fellas.